Yo.
What it do?
We in the building, man. Got AB coming live from abroad.
Hey.
My dog, stay on the move, man. Well, welcome back. Thursday, August 12th, another episode of Man to Man. But what episode are we on now? Gotta be
Gotta be like two.
Near that.
Yeah, we out there.
We out there, man. I'm one half Darius Butler. Got my co-host Antoine Bethea. We're gonna have some special guests joining us today.
Yes, sir.
It should definitely be fun. Gotta be funny, man. How your week going, man?
Man, it's going good, man. Like you said, out here relaxing in Cabo, man, with a couple of college guys, man, and just chilling, relaxing, man, enjoying this weather.
Y'all took the jet. Y'all took the jet out there. You took your jet out there.
I wish.
I just saw Cancun Airport. And they got a bunch of canceled flights. The airport look crazy right now.
Man.
As long as y'all ain't fly Spirit, y'all should be solid though.
Yeah, we good. Sure, how your week been? I see the girls. They made it back to school.
Back to school, man. School has started back up here. Man, I was so excited to drop their ass off. They was excited to go back, as you know, and as the listeners know, they was running circles around me here at Butler Academy. They taking breaks when they wanted to on the recess, lunch. So they back, man. Everybody they masked up. They don't like it, but it's part of it. But it's good, man. It's good. They happy to be back with all their classmates and teachers and all that, man. So I'm happy for the kids in general. As long as everybody stay healthy, man, we good.
That's good. That's good.
Damn, they kick their ass out of a moving car. But it's good, man. But yeah, man. I was I know you're on vacation, but I was watching that Malice in the Palace documentary last night, and I know you probably remember when it happened. I remember it as well, but to see the other side and to see the players, Ron Artest, Steven Jackson, Jermaine O'Neal, Ben Wallace was on there. Tim Donaghy was actually reffing that game, so to hear the different perspectives, that shit was crazy, man. What do you remember about that? Man,
I remember actually watching that game and thinking like, hey, there's no way in hell this is happening, yo. Obviously you remember, Ron Artest and Ben Wallace getting into it, and you see Ron Artest really didn't want those problems with Big Ben.
Nah.
He did not want them
at
problems.
All.
So
I can't blame him.
Obviously, Ron Artest at that point in time, it was documented, I think he had some type of mental problems and, laying on the scoreboard and somebody threw something and it was down Thick Creek then.
Yeah, that shit got hectic. And like you said, I remember watching it live, and it was like, damn, like how, like where is it? How far is this shit gonna go? Like, right. You know what I mean? Because it was something I had never seen before, or the professional level, as far as because once Ron, like you said, the fight broke out, and what people don't know, this is a part of the doc too. I know you're gonna watch it, but Ben Wallace had lost his brother, kind of close to around that time, right before that time. And they had already had some chippiness the previous year in the playoffs. And the Pacers, and the Pistons, they were both very, very good teams at this time. But it was Detroit, rowdy environment. And so they got into it. And like you said, Artest went and laid down, and then the fans threw the cup of beer.
And it was all she wrote.
Yeah, Artest shot up in them stands. Steven Jackson followed. And it was crazy. Cats was throwing chairs. But when they actually went frame by frame, and you saw, the fans were, that's what took shit to another. That dude don't throw that cup. Like, none of this happens. The right. Players, the dust up, that's part of, that happens in basketball. And the players even said it, like, players ain't really trying to fight like that unless it's like real beef.
Right.
So it was crazy. It's crazy that 17 years later, we finally getting the full story, because as we know with media and the narratives and the power behind media. They just put out that clip. So everything that we saw was, after the live event, it was edited clips and all players and thugs and it's hip hop music and it's this and it's that. And then the dress code came right after too. Man, that shit was. I can't wait till you watch it. Yeah, we're gonna tap back in Monday, and I got to get your 2 cents on that. But that shit was wild. But it also made me remember how lit it had to be in Indy to be a sports fan at that time.
Hey, look at here. I tell people all the time when I first got here, like that Indy took me by surprise of how much fun. Obviously, on my end, I was young. Coming into a little bit of money, but like you said, like to have the Indianapolis Colts and Indiana Pacers and both of them teams playing at a high level, like you said, as a sports fan, I don't think you can get any better than that.
Man, it couldn't, because you had, this was old. I think this was 2004. So obviously you got Peyton, Reg, Edge, all that whole squad, and then you got a team with the Pacers who was contenders, legit contenders. So Circle City was probably going nuts back then, man. But it was crazy. I actually saw a couple reporters that we know they made a little cameos on the doc, and it's gonna be interesting to see how, because a lot of people how they talked about the players, but shit was wild, man. But I think they did a great job with the doc. And obviously the players, they still, hot about it because they lost a lot of money. Name was tarnished. Jermaine O'Neal, he took probably the brunt of it. Artest,
he was still, J.O. was hooping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of them. He was that dude in the league. And that was kind of when he was, he was the leader of the team. Reggie was in year 18 at this point. So, but yeah, I can't wait till you watch that, man. But damn good. Untold Malice in the Palace on Netflix.
To keep it a buck, shout out to the teammates, man, that went into the stands, man, and had his back and held him down.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can't blame him for that. I mean, in the heat of the moment, shit go left like that. That's we talked about it maybe last week with the training camp fights.
Yeah,
like your own teammates, your fans, other teams. It don't matter once your brother go in there. Shit, we'll figure it out later. Yeah, man.
Sure.
It's interesting, man. What else we got going down out here, man?
Man,
hold on. We got this is the thing we talked about a little bit on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was surprised at your take, being that you're the author of this book right here.
Right.
Better Yourself. Y'all go get that, Inside the Mind of the Ultimate Underdog.
Hey, so this is my take on that, right? So from you said you felt bad for Dennis Schroeder, right?
For y'all who don't know, Dennis Schroeder last season turned down an offer from the Lakers, contract offer, 4 years, $84 million. And a lot of people at that time kind of was like, hey, yo, that's a lot of money you turning down. As we most of us expected, at least for the Lakers, to be in the finals. Injuries happened, COVID happened to Schroeder, things happened. He ended up signing this past week 1 year, 5.9 with the Celtics. So I'm like, damn. Like I legit feel bad for like that. I'm sick for bro. And AD was like, nah, shit, you can't feel bad for him. So I gotta hear why in your mind you can't even feel bad for him.
Obviously, we got the motto bet on yourself, right? Everybody should, right? Everybody should, bet on themselves. I feel as though Dennis Schroeder did that, right? He got to this point where he was even in a position to be offered that 80 million plus, right?
Yeah.
But within betting on yourself, you got to be smart. You got to be smart. So for me, yeah, you did bet on yourself, but within that, it's gonna come some times where you like, well, damn, like, all right, I took that L. That's a lesson to be learned. So I think he learned a valuable lesson. valuable lesson. Like,
what's this? $70-something million lesson? That's too valuable of a lesson for me.
Hey, well, Dennis Schroeder got that lesson, so I can't feel sorry for him. You know what I'm saying? I wish him the best. I hope he goes out to Boston and balls, and he's able to get another deal. But hey, it was on the table for you. You said nah. You turned that down.
So my brother, this is my big brother Mitch, buddy making Mitch. He said he didn't put his play into his betting equation. You have to bet in reality. So, I mean, I think he was playing well. He was the third of the big three in LA. You know, with AD, Bron.
That won a big three.
I'm saying okay, but if you had to, he was their third best. He was their third best player.
Everybody else.
He was their third best player. So. Like I said, you expected we're gonna go in these playoffs, we're gonna make a run, and then when you win the championship team, shit, everybody eats, man. So he probably like shit. I'm gonna touch 100. We done seen some very average players touch 100 plus in the NBA. So we can't just act like he was just Dellavedova after they had to run with Bron. He went and got a 40 bag somewhere. I ain't heard from him since. Mozgov, like the list goes on, so it wasn't that crazy to think like, okay, he gonna get better. But I feel bad. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit, boy. I'll be looking. Shit, I got to see what them bricks going for up in Boston.
Hey, look, I'm with you, bro.
I gotta get that 70 back.
I would be sick too if I knew I had that deal on the table, and I'm telling my agent like, nah. Tell them we're going to pass on now. I feel as though, like you said, we're going to make this run in the playoffs, then I'm going to eat. But situations are situations. I think that's what you said. Woo. Hey, so.
Yeah, that's a hell of a situation, boy.
Hey, like. Whew. Man. It hurt. I know he's sick. Bad. I know he's sick.
I hope he go out there in Boston and ball. I don't see Boston really making a run like that, though. We talked about Boston.
I think they window closed, especially in that East, man.
Yeah, you got the Bucks. The Bucks, they just won one, so now shit, you got
Brooklyn. Chicago made some nice moves.
You got the Heat. The Heat made some moves.
So
Philly.
So you still
who
got
knows
Philly.
with them? What they're gonna do with Ben and get back for him, but. I'm sick. I'm sick for Cuz, man.
Hey, man, he'll be all right.
I'm sick for Cuz.
That's not to say you still got to better yourself, baby.
That's a fact.
Don't let this one moment discourage y'all.
So you still telling them, hey, man, if y'all got this, just know it's a caveat.
Hey,
better yourself, but what?
Better yourself, shit.
Hey, hold on. Matter of fact, I got another book right here for my dog Courtney. My dog's put out a book. We'll buy it. So his book title is Know Who You Are. So hey, we got. Damn.
That's tough.
Damn, Schroeder. But hold on, we got your dog in here, man. He got any input, any insight on this? Any thoughts on this?
He gonna have some interesting insight on
this. We're gonna bring him in. Yo.
Go. Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all, man?
Good morning, man.
I was listening and I heard the Schroeder conversation, and from a fan's perspective, for someone who never dealt with an agent, right? How do you have that conversation after you signed for $7 million? After y'all decided to turn down $80 million? The bet on yourself is real, but the second book you just held up, I mean, that's got to go with it. Like your agent gotta. How can you look at your agent and say, "How could you fail me in the market that bad?"
I don't think the agent did.
So
the market is what the market is.
So how can I? Now I ain't the biggest basketball guy, but I understand. I mean, he just one average season away from being back overseas. If we being honest, when you come from that situation. And you not a lot
That's
of
a good point.
They're not going to keep you around. I mean, we seen it all the time. It's in the last 10 years, I could look up 10 different Dennis Schroeders who came in from overseas, had a couple good years, and then they never got out the 2-year deal. How do you turn down $84 million when you an 8-point game season away from being back in Germany?
Hey, for the listeners, man, this is.
I said an 8-point game back in Germany, though.
Hey, for the listeners, man,
But
this is
here's
my
another
guy, man.
question, right now. Here's another question: was he sabotaged? Come on, man. How you in the locker room with LeBron and Clutch Sports, and he don't say, "Hey, man, you better take this money, you fool"? Or did they say, "All right, dummy, it's time for us to make another move"? Do dudes think like that?
I mean, that's a like situation to situation. So it's your own person. You got to have that conversation with your agent. At the end of the day, it's on you to pull that trigger or not. And shit, he done been around for a minute. I think I saw something that said he's made 70 million. I don't know how true that is up until this point in his career. So he's been around. He's been around locker rooms. He's been around teammates. But shit, he just got some. I mean, hindsight always 20/20, man.
Yeah.
You know, he was playing well, and like you said, shit. Maybe he just felt like this is my time to strike and get that 100 bag, and it may be my last chance. So, you know, looking back on it, it obviously sucks. But you know, better yourself, man. He read his damn book.
Hey,
I blame AB and his agent.
Udonis Haslem just signed for $3 million, and he ain't going to play but 2 minutes the whole season. How he wake up after seeing something like that? $84 million, Udonis Haslem. Me and Udonis on the same pay scale at the $84 million. Oh man, that's crazy.
And I'm a Heat fan. I love UD. So I'm gonna tell you, UD. They should put my dog in the suit, man.
And I understand.
He said, "Put him in the suit."
They should put my dog in the suit. I want players to get 19. So UD going to year 19, like you said, he ain't, you know, he ain't gonna do. He gonna keep the locker room in order, and you know, So is it worth $2.5 million, $3 million?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I feel like
Absolutely.
you know, if you're a team, you trying to build a contender, like that spot could go to somebody. But you know, I ain't mad at.
That 15 spot though, like that spot ain't really. It ain't moving the needle though. Even if you do bring somebody on the team to take UD spot, that's not moving the needle. And as we all three of us know how important that locker room is.
With Miami re-signing Jimmy to a max just now, right? Who is their next person they get for them to get back in the finals? Since y'all were talking about the free agency moves, like right before
it ain't Kyle Lowry. I tell you that. I know a lot of people, you know, excited.
You not excited about that?
Nah, not at this point. Not at this point in Lowry's career. Nah, absolutely not. I don't feel like shit. Who was they putting to us? Not Kyle Lowry. I tell you that. Man. I wanted to try to go out and get Dame. Honestly, who knows how realistic that was? But we need to put another superstar with Jimmy because I ain't feeling too great going. I would have rather kept Dragic honestly over Kyle Lowry to keep it a buck.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, what else we got, man? Let me see what else. Oh, you seen an update with Dak? So Dak getting another. They said Cowboys came out and basically said, well, first of all, on the Hard Knocks, did you get a chance to check episode 1 out?
Nah.
Oh, okay. What about you, Jesse?
Nah, I ain't check it out, but I heard everything I heard was nothing but a love fest, you know, showing how much Zeke loved Dak and, you know, the recoup and everything.
Yeah, they were showing a lot of their, a lot of their bromance, and obviously, you know, Dak being back out there healthy, but they had to pull him after the first couple of days because of some shoulder issues that the trainers were comparing to like a baseball injury, and they came out yesterday saying, or last night saying, hey, you know, it's not a setback, it's not this, it's not that, but don't worry, but Dak is going in to get another MRI today after practice, so obviously that calls for. You know, a lot of you know, alarm there. So what you feel about that situation out in Dallas?
Man, I just think, and this happens a lot, where you know, obviously Dak he missed a lot of time last year with a significant injury. Now he has a shoulder issue, and you know, I saw some things where you know I missed the first episode, but on the episode, I guess he was just discussing how, hey, look, I've been out long enough. Let me get my reps. I'll let you guys know when I'm sure. But as we all know, sometimes you got to protect the player from themselves. You understand what I'm saying?
Fact.
So as a trainer, I think they're doing a good job. Look, you know what you can do. You battling this new injury. You know, you just got to chill a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I get where Dak is coming from. He want to go out there and prove that he's ready, he's back, he's ready to lead this team. But, again, you know, sometimes the trainers have to protect the players from themselves. And I see this is what this is right here.
Yeah, so Hard Knocks, that's what it was. It was like the first, you know, they had a catapult and his numbers were too high, McCarthy said. So it was like, hey, we gotta kind of scale back. And he was obviously upset about that. Like, hey man, I don't take me out this bitch. I want all these reps, woody woo. But like you said, definitely gotta protect him from. And then he ended up with a shoulder strain, which that's huge concern for me. We talking about the second week of training camp, and you got shoulder problems as a quarterback. Like, we ain't even gotten a regular season. You already took a year plus off from throwing. And obviously with what we dealt with Andrew Luck and his shoulder issues in camp when he was, you know, throwing different objects and all this different shit. And they kind of let up the whole time, like, oh, no need to worry. You know, he'll be back by the season, blah, blah, blah. So if you a Cowboys fan, I'm hitting that panic button.
Yeah.
Till he out there full speed, you know, no holdbacks. I don't know about y'all, man.
I hope it's not a major setback. I hope that, man. I hate it for that. You know, because I know how he wants to get back out there. So I hope it's not anything major.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, like if the trainer's saying, hey, it's related to a baseball injury, a lot of times them don't look good.
So from in the locker room's perspective, if you guys are in camp, you know, you believe you can win the division because anybody can probably win that division. How are y'all in the locker room after camp after you saying, our $100 million guy can't even throw 30 yards downfield?
It's going to get ugly.
That's like, how is the morale in the locker room right now, do you think?
It's ugly. It's tough, man.
Yeah, facts.
Because we had that similar situation with Peyton when Peyton had the neck injury. You know what I'm saying? And it's like at that point in time, like we know every time we have 18, our leader at quarterback, we got an opportunity to make a long run. So when you see that, it's like, all right, like every day it's like, okay, I hope we get some better news. I hope we get some better news. I hope we get some better news. And again, to that point, I hope that it's not serious. But if it goes the other way, man, Kerry Collins came in and stole $3 million for 3 games. And then, you know, shout out to my man. I seen Curtis Payne pass.
Kerry Collins came and got that Udonis bag and cleared it on y'all boy. No mask.
Money.
But at least Adonis will run off the bench for you. You know, I don't know if Curry was going to do that for y'all.
So to that point, man, I know the organization, the players, the coaches got their fingers crossed and hoping that this is nothing serious. But shout out to Kerry Collins, man. Robbing us, man.
So with both of y'all being vets and understanding the business side of the game too, is football such a big business that you are on the phone or you're in the room right now trying to find the best backup possible and no matter what cost? And is anyone on the board to get a quality backup quarterback? Is it that important?
I mean, shit, it's hard to find one right now in August to find a quality because shit, we dealing with this in Indy.
Hey, you got one down the street in the same state that you don't know what's gonna happen, D. Watson.
Man, come on, you can't. You just paid. Come on, you can't afford that. I know Jerry got the bag, but you can't. You got 140. Shit, what?
You ain't got to give him no long-term deal.
But he already got a long-term deal.
You know, the rumor is that they saying ain't no way he played before October, even November.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got to deal with that.
Yeah, you got to deal with that.
Yeah.
With that being said, how important is Tyrod right now for Houston?
Nah, Tyrod is their guy going forward. I don't see D. Watson taking another step in Houston. Period.
Really?
He probably not gonna play in the NFL this year. I think he'll come back to the NFL, but I don't think he plays this year. If he does, I think it'll be halfway through. But back to that quarterback situation, ain't a bunch of quality backups, walking around. We dealing with that in Indy. Because right now we got Jacob Eason, who's a 4th-round pick who has no snaps under his belt. Sam Ellinger, who's a rookie, and then we went and got Hundley, who's played a few games, but so it's tough for that. But yeah, to answer your question, that morale it's got to be down. Guys are still trying to make the team or learn the playbook and etch out their new roles, but it's not like you got like a throwback Baltimore Ravens defense or even like a Colts defense that you can say, hey, our defense will keep us in the game or win a couple games until our guy gets back healthy. Dallas, you don't know what the hell you got on defense right now. You got a new D coordinator. Your best player is probably going to be a rookie. So it's just so many question marks over there in that locker room. So it's shitty for them right now, especially since they've been waiting so long for to get back there.
Yeah.
So going Ben DiNucci got to be the answer. What else we got, man? We got Frank Wright. I ain't talked to you about this. Speaking of the Colts, Frank Wright and Chris Ballard got extended through 2026.
Great move.
Great move?
Great move. I feel it's also a great move, man. When you have a GM, head coach on the same page at all times, they have the organization trending in the right direction, bringing back that old coach vibe, man. So I think it's a great move. What the coach did, extending Ballard and Frank, man. I think it's a no-brainer. You got good people in the building, man. Keep them good people in the building and build off your culture.
I agree with you, especially with Chris Ballard, because Chris Ballard, he's had a lot of curveballs thrown at him. Luck retiring out the blue, after one of his best years and after being behind that line that Ballard built. Obviously, Phillip Rivers coming in for his year. So he's dealt with the curveballs, drafting, Darius Leonard, 2nd round, All-Pro, locking him up, Quentin Nelson, Brady Smith, all these guys he's drafted and paid. But when you start to look at the coach, you go over look at Frank, and I like to put coaches on the hot seat just like players, because players, we on the hot seat every year.
Yeah.
Coach done been there a few years. We got one playoff win. And 4 or 5 seasons at this point?
So
he getting extended through 26. I like Frank. I love him.
No, I get you on that. I get you. The coaches got to be held accountable, just like everybody has to be held accountable. But then what you also have to take into consideration, I'm pretty sure they're doing that. Okay, you get rid of Frank, or you get better in that position. It's what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm not saying get rid of. I'm not saying that's the answer. But when I see an extension through 2026,
but I get it.
When I see an extension through 2026, it's like, okay. But like you said, are you getting better? Shit. No, the coach. But you ain't got Carson Wentz. So if you think Carson Wentz is going to be a long-term answer, I think Frank is a big part of that equation. So, I get it. I get it, Jim.
Sticking with the coach, though. Sticking with the coach. Mm-hmm. It's been reports that Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson are looking to try to be ready for week 1.
Yeah, they said they're trending in that direction.
In that direction, right? So we talked about this previously on one of our prior shows where you kind of see if Quentin Nelson could get back in time, right? Just being that, offensive line. Not saying that they don't move, but I think you can kind of, handle that, playing that position. But with Carson Wentz, are you trying to rush him back that early? You have a tough stretch, so I understand that part. But we talking at first it was 5 to 12 weeks, right? So
that was the
moment in time. I think you hitting 5 to 6 weeks. Are you rushing him back? Are you trying to get him back week 1, or what you trying to do in that situation?
He misses so much time right now, man. You already didn't have no OTA. You didn't have any OTAs. Missing pretty much all the training camp. I think you get him at least a week or 2 of practice. just to, you just gotta you drafted dude in the 4th round. He got to go out there. He got to go out there for a couple weeks. Now, Quentin Nelson, even initially, I feel like his thing was always he'll probably be back week 1.
Right.
And it's linemen and it's and they both showing good signs. They were out of practice standing up, no boot, no wrap, no nothing, right after surgery. So they probably had a wrap on there, but so that's a good sign. But I would take at least a couple of weeks with my quarterback. And this has been an injury that goes all the way back to high school with him. So I would definitely I wouldn't rush him out there, as fast as possible. But Quentin, as soon as 5'6" told me he ready, his ass back out.
Get him out there.
He got to try to at least protect whoever, because they left tackle is a big question mark. I've been hearing, Tevy been getting smoked all camp. And I don't even know who's behind him, but they trying to shake it and get that left side of the line, fixed up. So, yeah, Quentin out there, but I'll take a couple weeks with Carson, get him in there probably week 3, week 4. But, yeah, man. This shit, y'all know what time. Y'all boy hold it down for a minute. I got to go, do
my man got to take the potty break.
Come on, man. I'll be back, though. You need to put a brand up. What you need?
Yeah. Put the not yet. Let's we can talk about that when you get back. Just put the underdog up there.
All right, bet. Yum.
Sure, y'all know what it is, man. Underdog Fantasy. Y'all go download it. You can use the MAN code, get your free $25. As we say, man, we're gonna be doing our fantasies all through the year. The best ball, we got that locked in. So shout out to all the participants that's in the chat. But for the listeners, this is my man Cheese, man. Big Cheese, man. I like
Underdog because in Maryland we still don't have gambling yet. And Underdog, you can actually gamble on fantasy. So Underdog, and I like it. The app is easy to use, and the odds and the numbers resemble Vegas. So it's a fun app to use if you're in a state that doesn't allow full, gambling yet.
Well, shit, you big into dropping some numbers and shit like that. What's your as far as and even D-Butt, he's big into over unders and the odds.
Oh yeah. I love to follow Butt. I check his Instagram posts during the season to see who he going to go with during the week.
So NFL MVP, who you got this year? Give me your top 3.
All right. I think the NFL MVP, and this I like Justin Herbert.
D-Buck probably go crazy if he heard this.
I like Justin Herbert. And if I had to make a long shot bet, he would be number 1. And then I know everybody love to say Josh Allen, but one thing about Buffalo and playing, you get through 2 bad cold weather games and you hurt a thumb, season's over with. It's too many factors when you playing in a place like that. So I'm not going to be a long shot Josh Allen guy. But if you a long shot guy, Justin Herbert, and then I hate to admit this too, but the boy from Tennessee, the quarterback, Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, I'm as a fan, I'm a hater.
Just with them shitty ass hot takes that damn D-Buck got. Ryan Tannehill ain't getting nowhere near no MVP.
Anytime Kirk Cousins can put together back-to-back seasons and make that type of money, any quarterback can have a flash year, and I believe that he set up down there in Nashville to have a flash year. I honestly believe.
Well, I would never be asking you another football question with them damn.
All right, remember this. Remember this. Week 10 when his odds are down 1,000 points from where they are right now.
Well, no, I mean,
Justin Herbert is my guy. That's my guy.
Justin Herbert is your guy. D-Butt, he's gonna love to hear that. With Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee, I know you bring Julio in. You got AJ Brown, so I mean, he could definitely do some work.
And I'm gonna tell you one more who has a chance of not winning MVP, but if you're allowed to bet on Offensive Player of the Year, is the running back for the Raiders, Jacobs. Is that his last name?
Yeah, Josh Jacobs.
because they love to always give him the ball, and it's hard not to give offensive MVP to somebody who scores 18 to 20 touchdowns.
Another hot take from my man.
If I had to have he's never going to win an MVP, but offensive, if you can bet offensive MVP,
Jacobs
for the Raiders, and Herbert is the long shot for MVP if you're a betting man. It's the best odds on the board.
Yeah, you don't bet shit that's going on out there in Vegas if you ain't at a casino. Jacobs ain't sniffing an award. I ain't no offense against him, but yeah.
That's why I said, like, one crazy cat get off the joint for his body break and take a hot taste to have another.
The cheese come in hot. Hey, but I did hear Justin Herbert, though.
Every time they're in the red zone, they run the ball because
they not giving. They're gonna be 8 and 9 this year. They're in the division with Kansas City, and shit. I like the Chargers to win 12 games this year.
So speaking of Kansas City, outside of the Patriots, them runs don't last forever. And they can change in 1 year drastically.
I mean, shit. They pretty early on in that run, though. That run is pretty. They pretty early on in that run. What are they? Year 3?
This is a long time to be in championship games. I mean, we acting like this is a norm to keep on doing the thing. And when you're in a place again like Kansas City, where if a weather pattern comes, you just one broken thumb from the quarterback hitting the helmet away from everything going away.
That's also.
I like Patrick Mahomes like this over 90% of the quarterbacks in the NFL. Still,
no disagreement.
But I think
it's always the death of the dynasty. In 3 championship runs, I mean, how many teams go 4 straight times?
I feel you on that.
I think the Chiefs got a potential to have a nice little run or era like the Colts did when they had like Peyton. Because at the end of the day, when you got a quarterback,
you always in
ability, you always have a chance. You know what I'm saying? You always have a chance, and you got Tyreek Hill weapons. They're not gonna let him walk out the building. You're not gonna let Kelsey walk out the building. So when you got them 3 guys, like you always have a chance when you're gonna put points on the board. So Kansas City, they're gonna be in that talk for a few more years.
Yeah, and they got better. They O-line got better.
Yeah,
and like you said, you like, and then I feel like they paid most of their cornerstone type players: Chris Jones, Honey Badger, Kelsey, Hill, Mahomes. He got that 10-year deal so that they have that flexibility. You got Eric Bieniemy still calling plays, Andy Reid, so they got everything kind of working for you. You got the Browns that's coming along, but they still got to do it. You got the Patriots, who I wouldn't be surprised if they are back in contention this year.
You hype about that.
The Patriots.
So as you
hype about that.
So as a fan, does legacy go into the NFL? Like, in college, like how a college legacy of a program propels you that you don't have slumps. Are there such things as like legacy franchises where you believe they not going to have slumps? Like you said, the Patriots, you fully believe they're going to be back in contention this year. Is it factor?
Part of it is about legacy for sure. How the organization is ran. You still got the same obviously owner, and it's been a class. I talk highly about that Patriots organization. They just sent me a 10-year-old check a couple months ago. Shout out to the Pats. But they run their shit the right way, and then you got the continuity, like we talked about with Frank Wright and Chris Ballard and Jim keeping them in the building. You got that continuity with Belichick, who's been the GM and the head coach, forever and ever. So how that program is ran, that's how it's ran. So that legacy and those people that are responsible, that's still in place. It's like going to Duke and Coach K still been there. Like, that's just still in place. You're not depending on somebody else to pick up that torch. So, you lose your quarterback. You don't have a quarterback. You don't got a chance. Cam I don't think he was healthy. COVID, all this shit that happened last year. They went and drafted Mac Jones in the first round. So you got an insurance policy. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if, if they back in contention, man.
Hey, question for you, D-Butt. Question for you, right? So you played in New England. So we was having a discussion, right, with another one of our partners, right?
I might got lost.
Aaron Rodgers in New England, right? So the run that Tom Brady went on, right? 6 rings. Aaron Rodgers in New England with Bill Belichick and what he builds over there. Do you think Aaron Rodgers could accomplish having 6 rings if he's over there in New England?
You know what?
What he had?
I can't say that. I can't just give him that. I can't because shit, as you know, like it's more than just now athletically, gifts wise, Aaron Rodgers got that. There's no debate there, I don't think. But that mentality, like that locked in, that assassin, that knowing where to go with matchups, knowing situations, like I can't just say a guy would be able to do that. Cause shit, we just saw Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he was a big reason they lost the championship game, honestly, last season. So no, I can't say he would. Oh, if he was there, he would have won 10 or some shit like that. I can't give him that.
I ain't say 10, but so
I won't even say he would have won 6. I can't say that. I mean, if he's there, it'd be hard to bet against him. But that's just something like, yeah, I can't just give him that. That's 6. You talking about 6? 6?
Hey,
nah, bro. I can see if A-Rod shit. He done had some teams, some weapons.
No. But when I'm talking about, we talk about teams. We just like how Cheese acts as far as the culture, the team, like how the business is ran, how So you just said that
A-Rod maybe not even.
A-Rod was a big reason why he lost. I just think it was horrible coaching. That game was horrible coaching.
Not letting the MVP go for 2 has to be
the touchdown right before the half. That's horrible coaching. Like horrible. You know what I'm saying? So what I was just saying.
That defense also had 3 turnovers though.
You said what?
That Packers defense also picked Brady off like 2-3 times in some big situations. Gave A-Rod short fields, extra possessions, and like I said, the mental part. So A-Rod right now he beefing with the GM and like. How that shit is ran in New England, like you got to be a different type of cat to be able to deal with that, especially when you're a player the caliber of a Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. That shit probably wouldn't even last.
You're proving my point though.
What you mean?
So what I'm saying to you is as far as like,
so you think A-Rod would have won 8 championships in New England, basically?
I didn't say 8. I just said if you take Tom Brady, you remove him from New England, and just say hey, like an Aaron Rodgers or a Peyton Manning. And what New England has over there, as far as like what you're exactly talking about, as far as the structure, the way shit is implemented, just the coaching ability, they're going, you coming prepared every game. Whereas, like I just said, like where A-Rod was at last year, the coaching was horrible. You're beefing with the GM, so it's a lot of other elements. Not making any excuses. You know what it is, but I'm just saying, like I think you kind of like agreeing with me at some point is that Tom Brady. Obviously, for one, you got to be great. You got to be different. Your mindset got to be, wild a different way. But with what New England, that organization, how they're structured and how it's ran and what the culture is at, how the culture is over there. Mm-hmm. Just my point, like, if A-Rod was there, I think he would win 6. But like I said, it's a tough hypothetical.
That's we talking about 6, bro. Super Bowls. Like,
it's impressive.
That's tough. And he was in 9?
10. I mean, I think he was in.
He went to his 10th last year. So he's 7 for 10. It ain't quarterbacks that got 7 playoff wins.
Yeah.
And,
it's very impressive. It was just
I can't say that. Yeah, I can't.
It's a conversation we was having.
I'll say 3. Talent wise, but as we know, talent, that ain't, it's a lot more that comes with that. But yeah, man. Hold on, let me unmute. There was like typing sounds or something. It had like some static when it's all 3 of us talking.
The it factor.
There you
go. Antoine doesn't want to give credit to the it factor, and I really believe, and it goes back to how you said. You had to be a certain type of cat to play in New England. And that's all part of the it factor, too. I don't believe Aaron Rodgers can survive the Boston media if things not going his way. You know, they're going to tear him up. He's either going to shut down and they're not going to take.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
The reason why I do say that is because in Green Bay, even though the internet is around, as from a fan's perspective, you really don't know much. You know, you hear how he don't even talk to his mother, don't talk to his family, you know, cut people off. Nobody knows. If you in a city and you got reporters and you cut them off, don't talk to them, isn't that a different part of the life that comes in and can bring torture into your life?
I mean, depends on what.
Because he's not as smooth to play it off as Tom Brady to have a wife like Giselle and understand how to play it. You know, somebody going to
it's definitely a different. It's a different media market for sure. For sure, and you know, when you got that market, you know, because Boston, that's a you know, but that Green Bay Packers is everything in Wisconsin. Like in Boston, you got the Red Sox, you got the Bruins, you got the Celtics. So it's a huge sports you know, sports town, so the pressure is different. But I wouldn't say that A-Rod couldn't deal with that. And his off the field stuff, you know, I don't know how much they were digging in that, but yeah, it's and shit. If Brady's in Green Bay, I think Brady wins more than one ring. To keep it a buck, if you just completely swapped him, I think Brady gets probably 3 out there.
I don't know. I would lean more to A-Rod getting multiple rings in New England versus Tom TB in Green Bay. That's me.
I don't think you believe that.
I believe it.
That might be. You know what that is? I think that's some Colts, Patriots. That's some shit right there. But
not at all.
I get it.
But at the end of the day, it's the utmost respect. You know, Tom Brady is the GOAT, but I'm just saying, like A-Rod is like you speaking on A-Rod, like A-Rod ain't got that it factor. Like,
no, he that we talked about A-Rod on this show specifically. Yeah. Like you talk about the talent, and it's no question, but you know, Tom's different, cuz
Tom is different. But like I said, like man. What questions I just feel as though the total package, man, Pauls, as far as like the organization, man, it plays a big part in the success that, you know, people have, man. And you know,
yeah. This is a big part of the success in New England, though. Well, when Tom was there, is that Tom because you know the dynamic is different in pro sports, and when you're that dude, like you have to allow your coach to coach you. You got to allow your coach to check you in front of the team, call you out, maybe sometimes even in front of the media. Yeah. And like everybody, even shit. I played in 2 other places. I played in Carolina, played in Indy. That shit wasn't happening in luck. That shit wasn't happening. T.Y. wasn't getting called out. Vontae wasn't getting called out. Like that, you don't do that to your highest paid players. But in New England, everybody getting called out. You got to be your top dogs got to be able to buy into that. So that's a big part of why that shit worked. Just the same in like, you know, Tim Duncan in San Antonio. Like everybody can't play under Popovich and how he coaches and how he talks and all that shit. But you got Tim and he fall in line, shit, right. Everybody else got to. So that I don't know if I can just say that, you know, everybody could have dealt with. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers couldn't have fell in line and been a good soldier. But I mean, you got to be a different type of dude. You just got to really put winning above like all that other ego, all that other shit. And you know how it is. Everybody got their, especially quarterbacks. You know, they got their egos and shit. So yeah, it's tough, man. A lot of variables.
No, you're right.
You know, it's tough. What else you got? Y'all got any questions? I'm not being a homer, man. I'm just keeping it a bar. I love A-Rod. Shit just different. That Tommy shit different.
It is, but you know.
How many times you picked Tom off?
Tom was my very, very first pick. I think I got like 4 of Tom.
Woo!
3 or 4.
I gotta look it up. That might be a high. I don't know who got that.
I got him in
Tommy boy.
06. 2, maybe 2. No, 06, 2 or 3.
Got playoff one too?
Nah, I ain't getting no playoff. I dropped one too.
I dropped it. I literally dropped it a pick six. Like literally when I'm going for it, I'm like, ain't no way Tom throwing this shit. Like I just went back to shit that like and then after I'm like, yo, what the
why you ain't picked that? Yeah,
yo.
The
I'm
one
talking
I
about
dropped,
been
man,
walking
it was
in end
beautiful,
zone.
man. It was in Foxborough. He tried me too. I dove forward, hit both of my hands. I go back and think about how many picks I dropped, man.
Them the ones you think about most.
I would have easily had about high 30s.
Tone said you got 3 off of them.
Yeah, I think it's 3.
Yeah, man. What y'all got, man? What y'all got before we get up out of here? Any question for me, AB, Cheese? Our special guest today.
My man, Big Cheese, man.
Big
my
Cheese.
D-top on college, man. Clogging that thing up, man. So I can run that alley, man.
What's the scout report on Big Cheese in college, man?
Big Cheese, man. Big Cheese from B-More, man. Big time recruit either way, man. O-line or D-line.
Okay.
Played as a true freshman, both sides of the ball.
Damn.
He D-tackle, man, unstoppable. Like a Vince Wilfork. Had 3 guys, you know. So Cheese.
Yeah, when y'all were talking about the Malice and the Palace earlier, if they was talking about it live, we were actually roommates. And I remember yelling, "Are you watching the game? Like, turn the game on," because that shit was a college highlight that I remember watching basketball game, the Malice and the Palace.
Yeah, that was my true freshman year.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
My true freshman year.
Yeah.
That shit wild. Who else we got, man?
Oh, good question. Does Vince Wilfork make the Hall of Fame next year?
First ballot. He should.
You got to think about who's up though.
Who's all up? You still got
You got Steve Smith, first time.
I don't think it's a stronger class. He might be able to get in it.
You got Andre Johnson.
And then you got the people who wait too. You still got Wade.
Still got you got Torrey Holt out there. You got Reggie out there. I'm trying to think who else was up on this list. DeMarcus Ware, he's up. Yeah,
I think Ware might fuck around and go first ballot.
Yeah, so I mean,
I feel like Vince. How long with Vince play?
Vince played a while.
Rob up too, right? You said Rob?
I don't think Rob up this year.
2022. So yeah, he gotta be. Cause I retired in 17. I think Rob retired in 16.
So yeah, he might be.
I think he up.
So
I want him and Weezy to go in the same year.
If he is up,
what'd you say?
If he is up, and I heard you say you think DeMarcus Ware's first ballot, Robert Mathis got sack numbers that make, Ware's look pedestrianary. It does. Playing for the Cowboys have a better resume than even the numbers say, is because you quickly said first ballot. And from a fan's perspective, that
and the Cowboys, that's why.
That position, Robert Mathis won the Super Bowl and got better numbers, but I wouldn't think of anyone saying first ballot that quickly like you did for Ware.
But shoot, DeMarcus Ware, he got a bowl in Denver.
Yeah, he got one too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that the Cowboy shit does factor in my opinion. I think so. Hold on, let me just typing sound for me. But if you swap, it'll be that's tough though. I think Rob easily his resume easily says first ballot. I think he's
strip sacks,
all-time leader in strip sacks. Like
that's
that's like picks and pick sixes. Like that's a pick six for a DN. So I think Rob should definitely get in, but I think the Cowboys thing definitely factors in. That'll be dope if they both went in though. I wonder if they make Dre wait. They may make Andre Johnson wait.
Yeah, it's that's what I'm saying. Cause like you gotta even think about Steve Smith numbers. Like Steve Smith got some.
They're gonna make Steve Smith wait.
Yeah, they gonna make him
Quan
wait.
gonna have to wait.
But
These receivers, like we would remember, it wasn't even like a foregone conclusion that Megatron was gonna go first ballot. Like everybody who watched the game was like, yeah, he should, but like it was still kind of like, because the receiver, but they made T.O. wait. Chris Carter, like,
but you knew what that was about though.
Yeah, true, but I mean, T.O. was like second on all-time touchdowns. Like his numbers were like undeniable. We know the media thing, but
of course,
Chris Carter, bro, this dude was top 3, 4 touchdowns. Like, so I think they're gonna make. I think wide receivers, like you said, we talk about big game. Torrey Holt still waiting. Isaac Bruce just got in. Reggie Wayne still not in.
Yeah, that wide receiver position. I think the wide. It's tough in general, but that wide receiver position might be one of the toughest positions as far as
the toughest.
Guys getting in, man.
I think it's the toughest. I think before. Hold on.
I think plays the most important role because as quickly as you guys said, Steve Smith, the numbers would say, well, what does that mean for a guy like Derek Mason, who no one would talk about? Steve Smith numbers. We talk about football. Steve Smith, I understand. I think the media, like you said, because Derek Mason got an argument if you make a Steve Smith argument.
Yeah, Derek Mason was like that. He doesn't get enough recognition, but you got to factor.
Drew Pearson just got in. He was 1970s all decade.
And that.
Yeah.
Right. That receiver shit crazy.
Hey, let's talk about this J.R. Smith. 13 and 5 Pro Bowls, 2 chips. Hey, I mean, that's nice. That's nice. Hey, let's talk about this J.R. Smith real quick.
Bet. What's your thoughts on that, man? About to be an HBCU.
Hey,
he already enrolled to
enrolled in North Carolina A&T Greensboro, the Aggies. That's where Tariq Cohen played this college ball at. First of all, I'm happy that he's enrolling to college. Obviously going to the league straight out of high school.
Okay.
Yeah, straight out of high school. So I don't know how that works as far as that, college eligibility.
Yeah, that's what he waiting on now.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that'd be dope, man. Out there golfing, you know what I mean? Obviously, retire from the game. I thought it would be a cool situation. Another one of them things, shed light on the HBCU family. So that's dope. So I read somewhere they was like them parties on campus gonna be crazy.
Woo, that shit gonna be lit. But I read somewhere that he a scratch golfer too.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, he played a long time and he's 35. Well, he just retired, right? So shit, you talking about at least I think he played 16 years, something like that.
Something like that.
So he's probably been playing for a while. But if he going in as a scratch golfer, and I don't know what the HBCU circuit look like as far as golf. You would know better than I do. But
I don't know. I know Steph. He sponsored the golf team at Howard.
Oh, that's what's up.
Curry. Yeah, Steph Curry. He sponsored the golf team at Howard. So I'm not sure what the lay of the land is for real. Of course.
Yeah, y'all bougie up there at Howard too.
Bougie.
Y'all should. Yeah, y'all
get
bougie.
the best of both worlds at Howard, baby.
I'm going out to that homecoming. You taking me to homecoming this year, so
yeah. If you don't
Delta,
flake,
as long as Delta don't.
Yeah, you got yeah. They got a new variant out now.
Which one?
New variant came out and touched the U.S.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you about these variants, man. And this is from personal experience. I had, as y'all know, I had COVID a few weeks back, about a month back now, over a month now. And I was calling around trying, because this was when Delta, you saw Delta everywhere on the news. So I was trying to call and get my strain. Like, hey, which I got Alpha Delta, what I got? And they was like, hey, they not even testing for that down here. They only testing like, 10% of like all positive COVID tests are getting tested for the or sequence for the actual strain. So and they kind of guessing with the other one. So this ain't the end of the strains. They're gonna keep on mutating. They're gonna keep coming, man. I feel like COVID gonna be around for a while, man. Honestly.
I mean,
unfortunately,
it's here. It's here to stay.
It's gonna be around for a minute. We just gonna have to figure out how to live with it. But yeah, man, make the best choices for yourself, your family. Protect each other. It's affecting kids more so now. A couple of my kids, two of my daughters got COVID when I got it, and their symptoms were milder than mine.
Right.
I feel like I'm gangster. That Delta gangster too, but that's what I had. She had me down for a couple of days, but
be safe,
man. Vaccinated or unvaccinated, take care of yourself because these new variants are affecting the vaccinated as well. So, take care of yourself, man. Be safe. Wear a mask. If you're around a bunch of
wash your hands.
Randos, wash your nasty ass hands. Wash your body too, man. I've been seeing a lot of reports coming out. Man. People not bathing themselves, and bathing the kids. That's nasty, man.
Y'all too old for that. Okay. Man, everybody want to come out with some new.
So somebody said they don't watch their kids till they start stinking. I love it. It probably take a couple of days, probably a few days for a kid to start stinking.
Right?
Come on, man. But yeah, man.
Woo. Y'all go tap into the I got Pat, man.
Yeah, Delta Plus and Lambda. Oh man, we about to be fraternities and sororities. Yeah, this shit real out here, man.
Man.
All right, y'all. Y'all know what to do.
Y'all be good.
Yes, sir. We'll be back on Monday.
Peace.
Out of here.